Here at Job Jam's Countdown, we love music. We love listening to it and dancing to it. And the musicians who play music are very talented artists. So today, we're counting down our 10 favorite musical instruments. It's our musical instruments
Job Jam's Countdown. Number 10.
Trumpet. It's a member of the brass family that you often find in a marching band. Trumpets have a very unique sound. The sound of a trumpet is big and bright. You play the trumpet by blowing into a mouthpiece at the end of the trumpet. You play the trumpet by blowing into a mouthpiece, and you use one hand to play different notes on the valves. And to play the trumpet, you have to move your mouth in a very difficult, tricky way. It takes a lot of practice, but once you learn, you'll never forget. Trumpets can be played on their own or as part of a bigger band. They might include other types of brass instruments like trombones, baritones, tubas, or saxophones and clarinets.
Number 9.
Violin, a member of the string family. You'll often find a violin in an orchestra. They're one of the highest pitched instruments in the orchestra. It's a very difficult instrument to learn how to play. You have a bow that you strum with one arm, and you have your fingers that play the notes on your other arm. Violins create a very pretty and pure sound that many music lovers just can't get enough of. It's a very difficult instrument to learn, but with a lot of practice, you too can create that clean, pure sound that people love.
Number 8.
Bass guitar. Most bass guitars have 5 or 4 strings, and the strings are a lot bigger than an electric guitar. That's because most bass guitar players use their fingers to pick the strings. You might also see them use a pick. Those guitar picks are a lot bigger than an electric guitar pick. That's because the strings are so big, and it takes a stronger pick to pluck them. Bass guitar is a very unique instrument. You might not notice them when you listen to the music, but you'll feel the bass guitar in the groove of the song. They work with the drums in a band to create the rhythm of the song. The rhythm is what makes you bob your head and dance along to the song. The sound of a bass guitar is really deep. That's why you might not hear it unless you know what to listen for. The bass guitar is one of the most underappreciated instruments out there. But if you didn't have one in your band, people would definitely notice because the rhythm just wouldn't be right.
Number 7.
Keyboards. They look a lot like a piano, but keyboards you can plug into electricity and make so many different kinds of sounds. You can play them like a piano and have that normal, clean sound, but you can also make nearly any sound in the world using a keyboard. They have black and white keys, and the lower you go on the keyboard, the deeper the sound is. The higher you go, the lighter the sound is. And you play those notes in different orders to make a song. It may seem very difficult and tricky, but with a lot of practice, you too can learn to play the keyboard. A lot of musicians start out playing piano and keyboard because it's a great place to start.
Number 6.
Harmonicas. We love harmonicas because they have such a unique sound. Very few types of music use harmonicas because of that unique sound. To play a harmonica, you have to move your mouth up and down the different notes of the harmonica, and you actually have to breathe out and breathe in to create the different sounds. Harmonicas are often used in rock music and country music because they have such a unique sound that fits those styles. To play the harmonica, you have to practice a lot. And you have to work out your lungs because it takes a lot of pushing air in and out to play a harmonica. You won't find a lot of songs that feature just the harmonica. It's an instrument that kind of gets woven in with other instruments. But once you hear it, it's unmistakable. You know exactly right away that it's a harmonica, and it adds a really cool sound to your song.
Number 5.
Saxophone. It's a member of the woodwind family. I know you might look at the saxophone and say, well, a saxophone isn't made of wood. Well, the reason it's part of the woodwind family is because of the reed that you blow into. The reed is made of wood, and it vibrates in the mouthpiece to create the unique sound of the saxophone. The saxophone is very popular in different types of music, such as jazz music, easy listening music, and some rock bands even play saxophone. It has a really nice, jazzy, bluesy sound. To play the saxophone, you have to blow into the mouthpiece and use your hands to push different buttons to create different notes and different sounds. Saxophones can be played on their own or as part of a much bigger band. You might hear a saxophone in an orchestra, a marching band, or a jazz band. They really are fun and unique instruments.
Number 4.
Bagpipes. It's a really unique instrument with a really unique sound that you notice right away. They call it bagpipes because that's basically what it is. It's a bag that holds air and different pipes that you use to create different notes and sounds. The musician will blow into the bagpipe and squeeze it to move the air into different pipes. They can play different notes and different sounds by the way they squeeze the pipes and the way they move the air around. Bagpipes are used in all kinds of music. They're also used at ceremonies for people. Several different countries and cultures play bagpipes, but they're especially popular in the United States of America and Ireland. If you've never heard a bagpipe before, check it out. It's a really unique instrument with a really unique sound.
Number 3.
Acoustic guitar. They're very popular in country music, blues music, and several other kinds of music. The acoustic guitar has a very natural and clean sound. You can plug them in, but most of the time, they only plug them in to make the acoustic guitar louder. You typically don't change the tone or the style of the acoustic guitar like you would with other guitars. A lot of singers will like to play acoustic guitars while they sing. The acoustic guitar is one of the most popular instruments in the world. A lot of the sound comes from the hollow center of the acoustic guitar. When the guitar player strums the strings, that sound resonates in that hollow space and creates a lot of the sound that you hear. A lot of beginner guitar players start out with an acoustic guitar. They learn a lot by just playing the normal guitar without any effects, and they can really hone their skills. But make no mistake, acoustic guitars can be very difficult to learn, and there's so many things you can do with them.
Number 2.
Drums. They create the beat of the song. Drummers usually hold 2 sticks made out of wood, and they bang them against drums and cymbals to create the beat of the song. Drummers have to be very coordinated because they play so many different instruments at the same time. Sometimes they might even use their feet and their hands at the same time. To be a drummer, you have to be athletic because you have to use a lot of muscles and energy to play your instrument. That's why a lot of drummers practice a lot, so they can really hit those drums and play for a long time. Drums are used in almost every kind of music, and the drums are different with every type of music. Some drums have full-on drum sets with several cymbals and several drums, but some types of music only have one drum, such as a bongo drum or another type of drum you play with your hands. Drums are a big part of the beat and the rhythm of the song. It's one of the biggest reasons why you like to dance to music, because the drums get that beat into your head and you can't get it out.
Number 1.
Electric guitars. You might hear them in a rock band. You often plug them into an amplifier. They can make a lot of different sounds with pedals and other effects that you can plug into the guitar. In some bands, you might see a lead guitar. They'll use a pick and start plucking the strings one at a time to make different notes. Another type of guitar is rhythm guitar, where instead of picking, you use the pick to strum the guitar and play chords. Electric guitars are very versatile instruments because there are so many things you can do with them and so many different sounds you can get from them. So that's our list of our 10 favorite musical instruments. I hope you learned a little bit about an instrument that you've never heard before. There are so many other types of instruments out there. If you want to learn more about them, go check them out on the internet and try to listen to them because each instrument has its own unique sound. After you listen to a lot of instruments, you'll be able to find your favorite. And who knows, maybe you could start learning how to play it. And with a lot of practice and a little bit of luck, who knows, maybe you too could become a professional musician. Thank you so much for watching and keep dreaming.